Hello everybody, this is Craig from 9 Volt Games, and guess what? I finally beat Metal Gear The Phantom Pain, and I'm going to talk about it in two different reviews. This one is a spoiler-free one, so if this is not the... never mind. Listen, I'm going to do a spoiler-free one. Spoiler-free one's going to be very quick, because it's hard to talk about anything in this game without spoiling anything for you. So, let's just say, is it worth the asking price of $60? Yes, it is. I played it for 70 hours so far, and I still have a lot of things to do, but I beat the main story. I've done a shit ton of the side missions, and there's still a lot more for me to do. So I'm gonna get back into that. I'm actually gonna try and 100% this game before Fallout 4 comes out. So yes, is there a lot to do? There's definitely a lot of content in the game, aside from actual like gameplay of going out on missions and playing the standard Metal Gear. You have your maintaining your mother base and bringing everything up and sending people out on combat deployments. And, you can personally go through and make the mother base portion as deep as you want it to be or as shallow as you want it to be. While I was playing the main game, I was just like combat deployment, combat deployment, combat deployment, just so I can make money, because you need to make money to develop your weapons and to upgrade your weapons and to upgrade your buddy weapons and blah, blah, blah. The buddy system. That's one thing I liked about this game. The buddy system was amazing. I used Quiet a lot. You probably hear that around the internet, people using Quiet, because I think that she's one of the best buddy characters. I don't care if she was butt naked. I don't care if she was wearing a full suit of armor. I don't care what she was wearing. Her skill is what made her badass. And what's awesome is everybody, wanted to talk about Quiet and say, she's just a sexual object and blah, blah, blah. Didn't really play the game. And then after they played the game, if they still said anything about it, they were like, well, she was badass. So, she was still scantily clad. You guys missed the point. Nobody talks about her skill. Her skill is what made her one of my favorite characters in Metal Gear franchise history. She's definitely my favorite character of this game. Not necessarily with her tragic backstory, because her story is awesome, from what you get of her story. But that's more for the spoiler thing. But there's a lot about this character that in the spoiler review I'm going to talk about. And she's actually very reflective of Mr. Kojima himself. So once you beat the game, if you're interested in that theory of mine, pop on over to the spoiler one. Listen, so, yes. The buddy system was awesome. I like D-Dog. Have not used D-Walker. I think now that... oh, shit. I think now that I'm done the game, I'm gonna now that I'm done the game, I'm gonna go ahead and start using D-Walker, because I want to max them out, because you get the trophies for it, and I'm really gonna be about getting the trophies in this game. This is, you aren't gonna hear this from a lot of people, judging by what I've seen on the internet. This is my favorite Metal Gear to date. Not specifically, it's not my best. It's not the best story. It's definitely the best gameplay. The whole open world aspect of it's awesome, and it's as a whole package. This is, to me, this is the best. It doesn't necessarily have the best boss battles. Okay, nothing's gonna top, a fight against, the first Metal Gear. Nothing's gonna top that. Nothing's gonna, top the fight against Liquid. Nothing's gonna top the fight against the boss. Nothing. Those are like iconic battles. There's no real iconic battles in here. You fight Philanthropist in here, the fucking Metal Gear. That wasn't like an epic fight. That was a, oh shit, I'm gonna die repeatedly over and over again. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. That's what type of fight it was. That's the one complaint, not story based, I had about this game, and it's very much like Deus Ex. You remember Deus Ex, Human Revolution? One of the huge complaints was it was play anyway, and that's how Metal Gear is. You pick the way you want to play. You want to run and gun? Go ahead. You want to fucking, you can't be a smooth talker in this, because you don't really, but you want to sneak? Go ahead. You want to find alternative methods, like I did with Quiet? I knocked her out with the supply box. Now, I do want to go on the record and say, look at my Twitter account. Before all these websites posted about, you can take out Quiet with a supply drop and blah, blah, blah. I posted that shit first. I want to make a call. It was me and a few other people, because I looked it up after I'd posted it. But just get that out there. And that was awesome to me. There's always another way. In any Kojima of these Kojima masterpieces, there's always another way. And sometimes it's fourth wall breaking, and sometimes it's just, thinking outside the box, or a box drop, And what happens is you get in a certain boss fights in here, and it's you better have heavy weapons, even though you don't use rocket launchers in your playstyle. I hope you fucking upped them. When you're going to fight Sahelanthropus, please take my advice. Continuously, even if you don't use a rocket launcher, I always kept a rocket launcher on me just in case after my first boss encounter. Keep upgrading one of them. Just constantly do it. You're going to want it. And there's going to be a point, it doesn't matter your playstyle, you're going to have to use it. When you fight Sahelanthropus, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a pain in the ass fight to do. Make sure you have not a tranq gun. Make sure you have a pistol. Silence not, whatever. Just make sure you have an actual pistol, not a tranquilizer pistol. Make sure you have a grenade launcher and a rocket launcher, and you should be able to beat that Metal Gear like that. No problem. That's the way I did it. And the loadout was easy. It's just a lot of running back and forth. But that's the tip I'm going to give everybody on that one, because there's no, like, supply drops and all this shit. Like, that's it. But, yeah, the story, and this is the other thing you're not going to hear. I was not disappointed by the ending of this game. I was not. There's, obviously I'm going to talk about this more in depth in the spoiler one, so feel free when you beat the game to go over there if you felt cheated by this ending. I did not. It is exactly what I wanted it to be. And that's all I can say about that without ruining anything. The ending of this game, while it wasn't grand, and, you think of, like, Metal Gear 4 had a fucking, 45-minute ending? This did not have a 45-minute ending. This ended, and it was, like, 10 minutes, and it was done. And when you get the true ending, and that's it. I mean, maybe it was a little longer, but it was nowhere near Metal Gear 4's caliber of ending. It wasn't like a little bit of gameplay, big-ass cutscene, big-ass cutscene, big-ass cutscene. This game had its cutscenes, and it was not as cutscene heavy as every other Metal Gear. And that's one thing that kind of took away from it, but it was weird. Like, you're going to get this weird feeling when you beat the game, and it doesn't have to do with whether you like the story or whether you hated the story or whether you hated this game. When you get towards the end of it, you are going to have the same feeling I got if you are like me. And this is what, I don't know. This is kind of what made it good. You're going to get extremely sad. You're going to know when you're near the end of it, and you're going to get sad. And it has nothing to do with the actual game itself. It has to do with Metal Gear as a whole. Because when you beat this game, it's over. That's it. Metal Gear is done. They can't make another one unless it's a side game, like, if they make another Metal Gear Rising 2, or they want to do some side op thing, like, but that's it. There's no more story. And Kojima's gone anyways, so I don't know what Konami's going to do with it. Their whole not making AAA games anymore. I mean, really, this is the last Metal Gear. Kojima closed this shit up. He closed the whole circle of Metal Gear up completely, and it's kind of like he did it so no one can fuck with it when he leaves. And I have no idea what they're going to do with it, if they're going to put some shit on mobile, but that's not the proper way to enjoy Metal Gear anyways. Because Metal Gear is really like playing a movie, and like David Lynch says, if you think you're getting full experience, you're not experiencing a movie fully if it's on your phone. And then he swore a lot. But yeah, that's what it is. You're getting fucking cheated. That's what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was a great game. I think it was a great send-off. I definitely still had some questions, obviously. But then again, if a Metal Gear doesn't end with you having questions, more questions than answers, then you're not really playing a Metal Gear. As far as, like, the main core of how Big Boss did this, how he got this way, and what carried on into the NES games, which is what follows this, it's answered. Places like Kotaku and Polygon and stuff, they said that it was confusing and it was disappointing and you didn't get your answers. You did get the answers. What people don't understand is people like Jason Schreier and shit at Kotaku, you actually have to play the other Metal Gears in order to understand what's going on. Because I'm going to tell you something. You need to understand the story of Metal Gear 1 and 2, not Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. Metal Gear 1 and 2 on MSX, and then the NES version, not the 2 NES version here. If you know the stories of those games, and if you didn't play them, whatever. Everybody played Metal Gear 1, whether you beat it or whatever is up to you. Everyone in America who says they played Metal Gear 2, you lie. You're a liar. You started it when you got it on 3, what is that? Subsistence, or the HD collection. You never beat it. I'm not going to lie to you. I've never beat Metal Gear Solid 2. I've started it. I never beat it. I have Snake's Revenge, which is not the real Metal Gear 2 and the one that Kojima was really pissed off about, but actual Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Not a lot of people have beaten it. I'm going to tell you right now, I have not beaten it. I am fully aware of the story, and most of us are fully aware of the story because you could read it, but I've never actually played the game. What happens is, if you know those two stories, then the ending of this makes sense to you. So, I'm not going to tell you that if you're not aware of the stories, I'm not going to tell you anything different. Beat the game, then go read into these two stories if you've never beaten it, and then that game, the ending of this game, is going to make a lot of sense to you. That's that. I can't share anything else without the spoiler version. So that was the end of this one. I think it is a beautiful graphic game. It is, and I know graphics don't make a game, but the Fox engine looks really good, and you get some breathtaking visuals when you're flying around in the helicopter. The open world structure is awesome. The building of Mother Base, meta game is really awesome. I have not done really any of the online components yet, so I can't say anything about that, and I still squeeze 70 hours out of this. Minimalist, just getting by, doing enough side missions just so I can gather some money and level up my bond level with characters, and just getting some emblems and stuff. But doing the main story, I played 70 hours and I think it was totally worth the fucking $60. It's amazing. And if you've been invested in Metal Gear for this long, you're already playing it. So I'm telling you things that you already know. So come to the spoiler one when you beat it. Thank you guys for watching.